Envy is an unwillingness to be able to rejoice in the goods of others and to wish and to want to fervently desire those gifts, those goods for oneself. It really strikes at the heart of being truly happy. All people are called to be happy. And so it's this inability to really say, what will make me happy? Instead, really it's saying, well, what will make me happy is what you've got. It's natural to envy the beautiful, the popular, etc., because I suppose part of it's evolution. People like to live not just in the ordinary, but in the extraordinary. So we've always wanted to hear stories about somebody that's extraordinary. It's the Cinderella idea. It's not really that interesting to clean out the fireplace, but it's really interesting if you go off with the prince. Part of that is to say, gee, I wish I could be her. And look at that wonderful dress that probably cost more than your month's salary. Look at that engagement ring. If I had that engagement ring, would I be happy to have that engagement ring, And you could resent people for having that. You could resent them for being smarter, better, more beautiful, more gifted, luckier, more favored, whatever it is. Resentment is a very tricky problem, because resentment is something that can be able to, like anger, eat away at a person. And you can start to rationalize and say, well, I'm only envious because she shouldn't have got that, or he shouldn't have got that. Now, in common society, we look down on envy very, very definitely, because, the 16-year-old girl who's envious of the other girl who's more shapely or who's got the better boyfriend or whatever, we find that as being incredibly immature. But is it ever there with us? I mean, as adults, we have a real problem when someone stands out. And instead of being able to rejoice in the good, and because the good is always known in particular and in particular persons, we can be very envious. We can be resentful of them. The opposite virtue of envy is love. And if you look at what St. Paul wrote to the Corinthians, it says, love is not envious. Love is never jealous. Love is always kind. Love does not detract from others. Love does not wish the ill on others. Love is always generous. Love doesn't come to an end. Because if I love someone, I can rejoice that they have the things they have. Because I'm able to say, God is good to me too. God has poured forth goods in my life as well. It isn't that I'm only going to get something if I take it from you in a zero-sum game, because I'm sorry, if you're not beautiful any longer, because of an accident, that doesn't make me more beautiful. Love is a tough thing. Love is a hard thing to be able to say, I'm going to rejoice in your happiness and really mean it, even if I don't have what you have. Because can I believe that God will give me what will make me whole and complete, happy, and joyful? Very often, envy is not at all rational or logical. If you talk to somebody who's seen as, a beautiful person, with model-like good looks, often that person doesn't have such a great self-image of themselves. They can be extraordinarily insecure. Or you get people that say, well, he's got all the breaks. Well, that person feels that, he's under enormous stress, enormous pressure. Jesus himself said, don't worry about what you have. Don't worry about whether you have enough to eat or whatever. The Lord himself knows what you need. Each day has enough troubles of its own. He wasn't saying no day has its troubles. Each day has enough troubles of its own. Fix your mind on the kingdom first, and all things will be given to you. And I think that's very important for us to know, too, is that if you fix your mind on the kingdom, other things get put into their proper perspective.